Hello, readers, and welcome to Reading with Mrs. Halverson. Today we're going back into our whales text. Into our whales text. First, I'm going to go over this slideshow one more time with you to make sure that you know all the different areas of a nonfiction text. So we're going to go over that really quick. But our objective today is actually to be able to recognize important information from interesting information. So a lot of times when we're reading nonfiction books, we have a lot of information given to us from the author, right? And a lot of times the information is really important to the understanding of what is happening. But sometimes authors get really excited about what they're writing about and they want to write really cool facts in there too. So sometimes they just give us interesting information. So today we're going to decide what is interesting information and what is important information. Okay, so first we're going to go through this slideshow though to remind you of these terms, right? So a glossary, remember, is a list of words that defines unusual, hard, and or important words that are found in a text. They're usually found in the back of a nonfiction text, just like in our whale book. The second term we need to know is text feature. A text feature are inserts on pages of a nonfiction book that highlight important information. Text features can include definitions, charts, pictures, and more. So remember, here's one text feature that has a definition. Here's another text feature that shows how big a sperm whale is compared to an adult human. Captions are descriptions of photographs and other text features to better explain what is being shown. So if we look at this picture here, there's a caption underneath that says sperm whale. That really does tell us what's being shown, doesn't it? And then scholars, the last one that we're going to talk about is the table of contents. So the table of contents is where you look to see what page number the information you're looking for is found. Okay, so we have glossary, text feature, captions, table of contents. Here is our glossary with tricky or important words. Here are our text features. Remember, when we're reading text features, we're going to read and look at the text features before before reading the text. They will help us to better understand what is being said. After we read the text features, we read the main text. And then we bridge the knowledge gained from both text features and the main text for a better understanding. There's our caption. There's our table of contents. Once again, very important to show. Okay, so that was our information writing slideshow, just to help you guys remember what some of the terms are, because that will be on the quiz tomorrow. So make sure that you know them. Okay, we're going to go through the words in the glossary one more time, just to make sure we know all these words, because they're kind of tricky to read. So everybody go ahead and turn to page 46. We're going to visit the words in the glossary one more time. Okay, here we go. Migration. What word? Migration means moving from one region or habitat to another for food or a mate. What's the word? Migration. Very good. Our second word is mate. What word? Excuse my scholars, allergies. A mate is either a male or female in a pair. Most animals need a mate to have babies. What's the word? Mate. That's right. Our next word is predator. What word? A predator is an animal that eats other animals. What's the word? Spermaceti is our next word. What word? Spermaceti is an oily, waxy material found in the heads of sperm whales. What's the word? Good. Our next word is carnivore. What word? A carnivore is an animal that only eats meat. Our next word is equator. What word? Equator is an imaginary line around the Earth, equal distance from the North and South poles. What's the word? Our next word is blubber. What word? Blubber is a layer of fat that turns into energy and heats up a whale's body. What's the word? Our next word is echolocation. What word? Echolocation is using sound waves to locate an object. Our next word is whaling. What word? Whaling is to hunt for whales. What's the word? Whaling. Then our last word here is pollution. What word? Pollution is damage to the environment with human-made waste. What's the word? Pollution. Okay, let's look at our table of contents to remind us where we are. Oh, okay. I think we're on page 24 because I remember reading about wee whales. So let's look first to see what page we are on. Nope, we are on What a Feast with a picture of the squid. So we are on page 22. Everyone go ahead, turn to page 22. All right. So remember the tip with text features is we always read the text feature first. So everybody touch our whale of a word. The whale of the word, blubber, a layer of fat that turns into energy to heat up the whale's body. And then we have captions here. We have squid, skate, fish, octopus. I wonder what we're going to be talking about. What a feast. Please follow along in your book as I am reading. Sperm whales eat a lot, about 1 ton of food every day. That's 2,000 pounds. Their favorite food is large squid found in deep waters. They can eat about 700 squid in one day. Sperm whales also eat octopus, fish, shark, and skate. Sometimes there is not enough food in one part of the ocean. While they search for food, whales survive on fat called blubber that's stored in their bodies. Go ahead and turn the page. We're going to start on the first text feature that says, how deep? How much is 9,000 feet? It's about 1.7 miles. That's the height of about 6 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other. All right, and then let's read the joke. What kind of fish is useful during freezing weather? Skate. Let's read the main text now. Deep sea divers. Time to dive for dinner. Sperm whales dive deeper than any other whale. They can dive more than 9,000 feet. And if we're having trouble figuring out, well, how much is 9,000 feet, we can imagine 6 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other, or 1.7 miles. Wow. Go ahead and turn the page. We're now on page 26. During an average dive, sperm whales hold their breath for about 45 minutes. They rest on the surface for 10 minutes. Then they dive again. They do this all day long. Mothers do the hunting for their young. Young whales need to breathe more often than adults, so they can't dive deep in the ocean until they are older. They wait on the surface and listen for their mothers diving far below. Way far below, right? Oh, that's a nice transition into wee whales. Remember, you should be following along with me in your own book. Wee whales. Whales are mammals. Baby whales are born live and drink their mother's milk for the first 2 years or so of life. Young whales are called calves. Turning the page. Let's start with the weird but true. Weird but true. Male sperm whales don't stop growing until they are about 50 years old. Females stop growing at about 30. Here we go. Calves are born tail first and take their first breath within seconds of being born. They learn to swim within 30 minutes. Just like human kids, calves can be playful. They play on the surface of the water while older whales are diving. 10 cool things about sperm whales. 1. Newborns weigh about 1 ton and are 13 feet long. 2. Their heart rate slows during deep dives so they don't waste oxygen. 3. Their teeth are 10 inches long and weigh about 2 pounds each. 4. A sperm whale's blowhole is S-shaped. 5. They smack their tails loudly on the water's surface. It is a mystery why they do this. They might be talking to other whales. 6. Many whales in a pod care for the young. 7. Their eyes are located far back on their heads. They can't see in front, directly in front, or in back, only to the side. 8. Some scientists think that spermaceti may help a sperm whale to dive and then rise to the surface. Error. I added in a word. What word was it? Then, that's right. Number 8 reads, some scientists think that spermaceti may help a sperm whale to dive and rise to the surface. Number 9. Find number 9. Male calves stay with their mothers for at least 4 years, but females stay with their mothers for a lifetime. Number 10. They are mysterious because they spend most of their time in deep oceans, a place humans can't easily go to study them. Cool. All right, now we're on whale talk. Whale talk. Oops, let's first read the text features, right? So the joke says, what's the loudest creature in the sea? Answer, a whale. W-A-I-L, like whale, like scream. Whale of a word, echolocation. Echolocation is using sound waves to locate an object. Okay, now let's read the main text here. Whale talk. Sperm whales talk to each other by making clicking sounds. These sounds are also used in echolocation. Echolocation is used by animals such as dolphins, bats, and toothed whales to navigate in the dark. Whales send out sound waves that bounce off objects in their path. The sound bounces off the object and returns to the whale. From this, they can tell the size and distance of the object. So if you look at the picture here, this sperm whale is looking for a squid. So it sends off sound waves to find where the squid is. How interesting. Let's keep reading. Whales use echolocation for 3 purposes. 1, to find their way in the deep, dark ocean. 2, to locate food. And 3, to find their young on the surface of the water. Deadly dangers. Wow, look at that squid. Let's read the text features first. I'm starting on the green text feature. Monstrous squid. A giant squid can grow up to 59 feet long and weigh more than 1 ton. That's as tall as a 5-story building and heavier than 10 grown men. Weird but true. Giant squid have the largest eyes of any animal. They are 10 inches in diameter. If you are wondering how big 10 inches in diameter is, take a normal-sized dinner plate. That's the size of a giant squid eye. That would be what we would call an interesting fact, not necessarily an important fact for knowing about sperm whales. Let's read the main text. Deadly dangers. A giant squid might be a sperm whale's favorite meal, but it's also a whale's worst enemy. In fact, some meetings with squid can lead to a deadly fight. Scars shaped like suction cups on a sperm whale's body are signs of a fierce battle with a squid. Orcas sometimes attack sperm whales too. When attacked, sperm whales form a circle to protect the sick and young whales. Then they can fight off the attacker with their huge tails. All right, let's read the whale of a word. Whaling, remember, means to hunt for whales. Oh no. And then weird but true. Scientists estimate that whaling has killed 1 million sperm whales. Now let's read the caption here. It says, Greenpeace is an organization that tries to stop illegal whaling ships like this one disguised as a research boat. So do you see that big boat that says research? That's not even a research boat. That's a whaling boat. It's pretty sad. All right, let's read the main text. During the 1700s, 1800s, and into the 1900s, a large number of whales were killed by people. Sperm whales were hunted for their spermaceti and their oil, which were used to light lamps and make candle wax. Hunters also wanted sperm whales for their ambergris, a material used in perfume. Kerosene later replaced whale oil as a way to light lamps. Whaling was outlawed in the 1980s. That doesn't seem that long ago, friends. The number of sperm whales has increased. Now there are many sperm whales in our oceans, but illegal whaling still happens. All right, whale of a word. Pollution damaged the environment with human-made waste. Look at that yucky picture. That's too bad. And then drawn to shore. It says, scientists aren't sure why whales sometimes swim towards coastlines. Possible reasons are loud noises, pollution, or unusual weather patterns. Here we go. Let's read the main text. Chemicals from factories, boats, and other human activities are dangerous to whales and the environment. This is called pollution. It can make whales sick or even kill them. Whales are also in danger when they get too close to the shore. They can get stuck on beaches or in shallow water. Last page. All right, let's read the weird but true. Oh, it's not the last page. Weird but true. The sperm whale's great size allowed it to sometimes sink early whaling ships. Wow. Here's the joke. What do you call a baby whale? A little squirt. All right, let's read this page. But there is good news. Organizations are working to stop oil spills and other pollutants in our oceans. People are using fewer plastic bags that may end up in the oceans and hurt sea animals. Also, researchers are discovering why whales get stranded and what can be done about it. And there are organizations like Greenpeace working to stop illegal whaling. The Sea Shepherd Conservation Society is another group that enforces whaling laws and saves whales from being killed. The best news of all is that sperm whales appear to be thriving in our oceans today. What you can do. Find out more about sperm whales and how to stop pollution in our oceans. The more we understand, the more we can help. These groups support whales and other animals on their journeys throughout our planet. The National Geographic Society, and then their website. World Wildlife Fund, their website. International Fund for Animal Welfare, their website. Oceanic Research Group, and their website. All right, scholars, so that's the last of the book about whales. I think that sperm whales are super interesting. They're the largest predator on Earth, and I hope that you enjoyed this book. Now, let's go back to our objective. So, our objective was, right, to decipher between what was important information and what was just interesting information, right? All right, scholars, because this is such a tricky lesson, we're going to go through kind of our answers again as a class. So on the screen, you can see that there is a T-chart there. So go ahead and make a T-chart in your notebook or use the worksheet that is given on this lesson. And let's look at the important details versus interesting details. So if we're looking at deep sea divers, there are some facts that help us understand about sperm whales and some of them that are just cool, right? So an important detail for deep sea divers would be that sperm whales dive deep for their dinner over 9,000 feet, right? An interesting detail is that that is 6 Empire State Buildings on top of each other, right? That doesn't really help us understand about sperm whales, does it? It just kind of tells us how deep it is, right? If we look at wee whales, something that's important is that calves learn to swim within 30 minutes of being born. But this little weird but true, that's just kind of an interesting fact, right? That males stop growing after 50 years and females stop growing after 30. Do we really need to know that to know about baby whales? No, but it is kind of cool. So I would say kind of a indicator for us of what's important and what's interesting. A lot of times, text features are just interesting information that help us to understand. So, like this fact about spermaceti. Spermaceti was once used to make cosmetics, creams, and candles. And that's interesting, but does that help us learn about sperm whales? Not really. Okay, so if we're looking at deadly dangers, what did I say there? An important detail is that sperm whales often get in fights with squid, and they can often be deadly. However, this weird but true fact that squid has the largest eyes of any animal, that's more of just an interesting fact, right, scholars? Okay, so I hope this helps you to understand that sometimes when we're reading nonfiction books, that some of the facts are important and some of the facts are just interesting. Okay, have an awesome day, and I hope that you do well on your quiz tomorrow. So another little pointer. So I have, and Miss Altumbalik, who has been looking at your homework, have busted quite a few of you who have not been watching the videos. And the reason that we know that is because in one of the videos, I gave you guys all the answers to the questions. And then half of you still got them all wrong. So that's telling me that you are not watching my videos. So if you watched this video, think about your favorite color and write it at the bottom of your homework page today. Okay? So that is your goal. That tells me that you watched the whole video from the start to finish. What is your favorite color? All right, friends, I will talk to you later. Bye.